your Storm Station forecast with meteorologist Malcolm Byron.
All right, since the beginning of the month, just about the entirety of South Louisiana has seen rain at some point, few more than others, and especially in this corridor from central Livingston through St. Helena and into northern Tangipahoa Parish. Pockets in this swath have seen over 5 inches of rain, as denoted by the blue coloration. And last week, much of that zone was under a moderate drought, specifically eastern Livingston, southeastern St. Helena, and central Tangipahoa Parish. And with this week's update, watch this area. You can see drought was removed. So now we just hang on to this little sliver of abnormally dry conditions in this region. Everywhere else, which hasn't seen as much rain, just kind of no change to this week's drought update. So Hammond down toward New Orleans, we see moderate drought persisting. Also near Opelousas and Abbeville and Baton Rouge. Still doing A-OK at this point with abnormally dry conditions not far off to the north. Think East and West Feliciana Parish for that. Over the next 7 days, little to no rain is expected, so we'll see how that affects next week's drought update. Today is certainly going to be one of those dry days. A little few puffs of clouds right there, but sunshine is dominating. And we're at 83 degrees now at Metro Airport, 86 in Gonzales, 83 in Morgan City, 80 in Macomb. I don't think we're going to reach the 90s this afternoon. We take the clock to 3 o'clock and look at that, 88 degrees, just a few degrees shy of 90. But tonight, cool air will be pouring into the region so that by tomorrow, I don't think we're going to be reaching the upper 80s. We'll be a few degrees cooler than that. And early tomorrow morning, just watch here. 9, 10 o'clock still in the 70s, getting closer to 7 in the morning. Lower 60s in the Baton Rouge Metro, even in the mid 60s near the coast. And this morning, coastal sections were in the 70s. Across the state line, maybe even getting up to St. Francisville, maybe a few spots north of I-12 getting into the upper 50s. That's a possibility even as early as tomorrow morning. So we've got 61 degrees tomorrow morning for the capital city, 84 degrees in the afternoon. Then we kind of rinse and repeat into Saturday. Morning lows in the lower 60s, highs in the mid 80s. Relatively speaking, this is an improvement, but this is actually normal for the time of year. Those pretty much are the averages. And then on Sunday, no change there. We start warming things up just slightly into early next week, getting up a little bit closer to 90 degrees by Wednesday of next week, which does run well above average. I will say the weekend weather is pretty nice for football. We've got the Friday night blitz tomorrow. Temperatures should be in the 70s throughout the game under mainly clear skies and dry conditions, too. So no problem sitting out there on the bleachers, of course, for LSU taking on South Carolina at home at Tiger Stadium. Well, we've got temperatures in the morning near 60 degrees, so a crisp start. Might want to add an extra layer or two depending on your sensitivity to the cold. You can shed off that extra layer in the afternoon. We're at 76 degrees by 11 o'clock, mid 80s for highs, remember. Very comfortable, and then as we move into the evening hours, we'll see our temperatures in the upper 70s falling into the upper 60s by 10 o'clock. Southern on the road, their temperatures will be in the 70s for much of the afternoon, but there will be a storm system by the coast just offshore, and that wind is going to be ripping at Daytona Beach. We're talking sustained winds over 20 miles per hour, maybe some gusts pushing 30. Going to be tough for the kickers out there. I said that in the last half hour, and I really mean it. Imagine kicking into that wind.